Thanks to Nikon for sponsoring this video. At the end of the day, like, YouTube is a business. I'm just gonna say that. There's nothing that makes me click off a video faster. Sucks. I am that person. Do you guys care about this? No, you absolutely do not. I don't know if I'm a prime example of this. Do I think it makes that much of a difference to the algorithm? Honestly, not really. I'm truly obsessed with it. Let's go back in time. Me being Cathrin. There is a mosquito flying around me right now. That is not the best way to keep an audience engaged. Gosh, I really feel like I'm doing like one of my older videos of me making sure part of my hair's in the back, part of my hair's in the front, and it's not. And then like by the time I'm done filming this video, like my hair is all over and not looking cute. Anyways, hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. We are filming today in my car. Funny enough, in my driveway. It doesn't make any sense. I just like, my house right now is very much so just like beds, and that's where I have to sit. It's like beds or cushions on the floor, and I just wanted to have an actual seat and a different backdrop. And I honestly love watching people talk in their cars. Like, I don't know what it is, it just like feels so calming to me. So even though we're not driving around, like my car's literally turned off. Like we are parked and turned off in my own driveway. I like am in like such a funny position too, so that we have like trees and do you guys care about this? No, you absolutely do not. So today's YouTube video, a little bit of a backstory. If you have come to my channel because of like my house content and stuff that I've been filming recently, I actually talked about YouTube for a very long time, which I know like 99% of you guys know, and I miss it. I really do. The other day I did like an impromptu little like consultation type thing, offering advice, and it just like made me realize how much I miss sharing my knowledge. Now, my channel's not gonna go back to like what it was before, but my plan always was to integrate the vlogs and my personal life and just like whatever the heck I wanted to talk about with YouTube. And then it just kind of turned into that I was only doing my analytic reports, and I bought this house and like all my content has been this house because it's been consuming my life. So here we are. We are going to do a little Q&A today to talk about YouTube and just to answer your guys' questions. I asked you guys on Instagram stories and you sent me a bunch. A lot of them were repetitive of like multiple people asking the same question, so I made sure to pool those, and I'm going to answer just like I honestly I've got 18 right now saved. So let's start with a very simple question, or like what you would think would be a simple question but like really isn't. Does uploading on the same day every week really help? I seem stuck. Here's my thought process, and what's really like all of this is going to come back to, like you guys are going to hear me say the same things over and over again. Like think about it as if you were a viewer. The YouTubers that I follow that upload on the same days, it's like, let's go back in time, okay? When TV, like every Wednesday night your TV show came out, and now even on other different like streaming platforms, they have the same strategy. Like I honestly, I wait until like the whole season is launched, but I know that streaming platforms do the exact same thing where it's like every Friday new episode is launched, or they'll come out with like 4 episodes at a time on a certain day. You know on that day to get excited for your show. So if you have any YouTubers that you follow that upload on specific days, like do you get excited on those days to watch their videos? Like I would hope so if you love those creators, but I think it's really helpful to stick to a specific day for your audience. The other reason why I think it's helpful is because it holds you accountable to being consistent. So it gives you a day that you're like, okay, by this day I absolutely need to have a video done. And I find it just like the way that I work best. If I do not have an uploading schedule, like a video is just not going to get done. It's not going to get edited in a reasonable amount of time. So giving myself a little bit of a deadline helps. Do I think it makes that much of a difference to the algorithm? Honestly, not really. I think there's so many other things that matter, but like in terms of just like consistency in general, I think having a specific uploading day every week does help. How long does a vlog versus sit-down video take to edit? Okay. Back in the day, when Cathrin had 2 YouTube channels, me being Cathrin, I had this main channel here where I was talking about YouTube tips like I talked about, and then I had a vlog channel which was just like so chill, whatever the heck I wanted to share. My sit-down videos took far longer to edit. They would take me like 8+ hours to edit, and it's because I had so many different scenes. I was jumping around getting a bunch of different clips. I was kind of scripting out my videos. Like I had an outline for my videos, and if I didn't say something right, I would repeat it over and over again, and going through all of that footage, making it make sense, having the transitions, adding in other interesting effects and like B-roll and stuff over top to enhance the video. That took me so incredibly long to edit, and my vlogs back then took me an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours max to edit. Like they were wicked fast to edit. Now, since all of my content is basically vlogs, I mean, I'm doing some of these like sit down videos, like my analytic reports and stuff, but like it's mainly vlog format. And even in like other topic videos I want to do in the future, it's still gonna kind of be vlog format. My vlogs now are taking me so much longer to edit. It's because I, for one, have more time to edit them, as in like I only have one YouTube channel, so it's like my main focus, so I can spend that time doing that. But I also just want to put more attention to detail in there. I want to focus on like changing little things and like having fun and like trying to find different ways to edit and like add a little bit more interest. I personally enjoy that. So now my vlogs are taking far longer, and like by the time we get to Vlogmas, I gotta be far more efficient, because like I will not be able to produce the same quality of content that I'm producing now during Vlogmas if my editing is taking as long as it's taking now. How do you know what to film? I feel so boring. I know I've answered this question a million times, and I'm gonna keep answering it. What is boring to you is interesting to someone else. And there's actually another question in here that I found. Hold on. This one. Things newbies often overlook that makes a difference in growth. Think about your favorite creators, okay? I have got a few that like I follow them on Instagram, on YouTube, their podcasts. Like I am a ride or die for a few creators, and there's sometimes where like they're not active on their Instagram stories, and I'm like, oh, like where are you? And like I am that person. I think sometimes you have to look at yourself as if you are that creator. Like what you want them to do yourself, because there's other people that look at you the exact same way. So it's like if you find yourself boring, you guys, like I film myself when I had a kitchen making breakfast all the time. It's pretty boring to me. I make the same breakfast every single day. But what is boring to you is interesting to someone else. I remember one time I shared my sock drawer in a YouTube video. The amount of comments I got on my sock drawer, and having people ask me to share like how I organize my socks, I was like, socks? This is where I'm at, socks? But what is boring to you is interesting to someone else. So I think a lot of newbies get, what was the question like that? Like, what's a mistake that a lot of newbies make or something along those lines? I think a lot of people don't look at themselves as if like 100 subscribers is a lot of subscribers. It's because like content creation has gotten so big, and like creators have gotten so big that there's hundreds of millions of followers that some people have. So when you only have 100, when you only have 1,000, it's very easy to look down on that because there's more out there. But at the end of the day, like if you guys think about 100 people, if you think about 1,000 people, like the fact that I'm on the road right now to 500,000 people, 500,000 people, it still blows me away that like even my videos get like 8, 10,000, 15,000 views. I'm like, 1,000, like 15 people, okay, I get, but 15,000, like that is so wild. And like you have to think of yourself as if you are something really special, because for one, you are something really special, but like you have value to bring, you have a unique personality, and like there's a reason that people are following you. So if you can think of yourself as more so an outsider, as a creator that you want to follow, I think that helps a lot. And that's something that I try to do. And especially with like my Instagram strategy, like I just don't post nearly enough on Instagram, and I really need to, but I need to like force myself to have that mentality of like, okay, well, like if I was following me, like what would I not only want from me, but I would want more content from me, and I need to be producing more content on Instagram. I know it. One of the questions that I got from you guys, and I typically get like every week on my Wednesday Q&A, is about the Nikon Z30. So thanks to Nikon for sponsoring this video. As you guys know, ever since they launched this camera, even before they launched this camera, like I got to play around and test this camera, like seriously, insane opportunity. But I've been using this camera ever since it launched, and I'm truly obsessed with it. I keep changing the settings like ever so slightly, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my videos just keep getting better and better. Like the quality is like Chef's kiss. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. So I did get a question, what do you like about the Nikon Z30? And I got like a few other people asking me about like equipment, what to get started with, and if I can just like share my own experience. I actually know that there's one other question in here. Hold on, that relates to this. I'm just starting to get into YouTube. Would an iPad be sufficient for making YouTube videos? So when I first got started, you guys, I just used whatever I had. And that was a Nikon J4, which I've talked about in other videos before, but it's just like this very small white little Nikon camera that doesn't have a flip out screen. It was not intended for like filming YouTube videos like this. When they created this camera was created for creators. Like all of the features and things like they thought through for creators. The Nikon J4 was not that camera, but it was the camera that I had that could shoot video. And I got started with that camera and an iPad. I edited all of my YouTube videos on an iPad. So do I think like an iPad is sufficient? Yes. If that's what you have, use it. You can absolutely edit videos over there. But if you want to elevate, it's going to be far easier if you have a computer, and it's going to, like, you're going to get far better video if you've got a nice camera like the Nikon Z30. So, like I said, this video is sponsored by Nikon, and I have been using this camera. If you guys have watched any of my YouTube videos the past several months, it's all been filmed on this camera. I always have a link included in the description bar down below. What I've got on this right now, this is just the kit lens, which is 16 to 50, which is perfect. I currently have it on 16 right now. This is like 0 crop in at this moment. Like, I'm sure I'm cropping in and out in this video to keep your interest, and just because that's how I like my editing style. But this is how wide it gets. If I can just like, I don't want to like mess this up too much. Do you see how close we're getting there? You can like see the bumps on my neck. Yeah, let's just like go back. So typically when I'm vlogging, I am operating on 16, not 50, obviously. And if I just like have this other Nikon Z30 right here stretched out, like I'm not even fully arm stretched. Like that would look ridiculous. You guys know, like in my vlogs, like you don't see that. That's ridiculous. I bend my arm a little bit, so like you're still getting most of my upper body. You're not gonna get like all of my hair because my hair is ridiculously long, but like you've got enough of a background. Like this kit lens is what you need if you're looking for a simple camera to get started with. I do have another video with this camera sharing like all of my settings, how I set it up. Highly recommend you guys watch that video and just like get more of an in-depth look at this camera and like what it can do. But the question was, okay, my favorite thing about the Z30, and I'm gonna hype up a few for a second. The first one is just the quality of the visual. I am consistently impressed by the quality of the visual, especially in low light. There's no grain. And even like in here, you guys, like I've got black seats and it's like pulling up the detail in these seats. Like I feel like the quality of like I can go, so it's like you don't need that much detail of my skin. I'm glad that I can do that, but like at the same time, no one needs to be that up close and personal to my face. So that is great. I want to like share something real quick. Okay, so do you guys see like this? Okay, it's got the eye autofocus happening right here, but you can see it's also jumping to a bigger square. If I move my head far enough, you can see it's jumping to a bigger square, and it's trying to find the outline of my face. And that consistent autofocus, the way that it can jump from like that to this is like absolutely perfect. There's a lot of cameras that just have the face. Nowadays, a lot of them are adapting to the eye technology, but like, it's just like autofocus is crisp here, and I absolutely love that. I'm struggling to do the like and subscribe thingy in the middle of the video. Help, please. You guys, there is nothing more than I hate. Man, I'm just gonna like call out Graham Stephan right now when he says, and smash the like button. There's nothing that makes me click off a video faster than when someone says something like that. It is not for me, and if it's not for you, I totally understand. There was one creator that really stuck out to me when watching their videos when I was honestly just getting started with YouTube, that I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a genuine way for people to ask, for creators to ask other people to like and subscribe. And basically she ended every single one of her videos with, please like and subscribe to my channel because it really helps to support me. Like for some reason before then, this was like before I really knew anything about YouTube, okay? This was like my beginning stage of like, I'm just gonna create videos, and I didn't learn anything about the algorithm. I really thought just like watching people's videos helped them out. I was like, oh, well, I'm watching your videos. Even if it was for like a minute or two, I was like, well, you're still getting that view, like I'm still clicking on it. No, you guys, like, no. When people like your videos, like like it really does help the algorithm and it helps creators out. So I think one of the most like genuine ways that you can ask is just like, hey, if you guys like this video, if you found some value from it, whatever, like give it a thumbs up. It really does help to support me, as well as like it helps creators with general feedback. So like if you want to approach it that way, just be like, it helps me to understand like what videos you like and what videos you want to see. That is like another genuine way to ask about it. I know that a lot of other creators and like people that are talking about YouTube and telling you how to grow on YouTube are going to be like, make sure you say it in the beginning or the middle, because people don't stick around to the end. If it doesn't feel genuine for you, don't do it. I'm just gonna say that if it doesn't feel genuine to you, don't do it, because the effort it's going to take for you to do something that isn't genuine, I think, is going to more so hurt your YouTube channel than it will lead to you getting more likes and subscribes. It's just my very honest opinion. Best advice for switching up content and keeping subscribers engaged. Your girl, prime example of this. I don't know if I'm a prime example of this, but like I have experience with this, because obviously like my YouTube channel has grown and evolved over the years in terms of the content that I have created. And I'm at the point now where I made the biggest shift in terms of just like abrupt change, because otherwise, like in the beginning, I was talking about personal development. I was sharing like vlogs of my life and like my bullet journal and productivity and a little bit of blogging, and then I honed in a little bit, and then I was like, wait, I have knowledge to share on blogging, Pinterest, other digital marketing things. I'm going to hone in on this specific topic. I randomly started talking about YouTube, and it just transitioned very seamlessly from like, oh, these topics to now this topic to now this topic. And this transition of me going from talking about YouTube to then just like kind of sharing my life and sharing whatever the heck I wanted. For one, my audience is far bigger, and that makes a huge difference when you've got a large audience that is used to one thing and expects one thing from you, and then you dramatically change that. That can be very, very hard. But I also took just like 1 month off of YouTube, didn't upload anything, and then I just came in hot and I switched my content, and I was like, whoop, cut off, and we're over here. That is not the best way to keep an audience engaged, okay? It is absolutely not. Now, leading up to that, one of the things I did was I slowly tried to transition my content. So I did have a vlog channel, and I was building an audience over there that was really interested in my personality and just like me and what I was doing. I was sharing house content, you guys. I have been obsessed with real estate for the longest time, interior design for the longest time, and I knew that was the direction that I wanted to go with just like my future in general. I know I won't be doing YouTube forever. Like I'm very practical in the fact that like I'm not going to be making this money forever, so like save a ton of it. Like my saving strategy is very, very, I would say it's aggressive. It is pretty aggressive, because like I just know like this isn't forever, and I want to set myself up for success so that I can jump to the next thing, which I know for me is going to be real estate, because I'm so passionate about it. So when I was doing vlogs on a separate vlog channel, I made sure to share house content, like all of the house projects and stuff that I was doing when I was decorating and just like whatever. Like I would share all of that content because I knew that this was going to be the future direction of my videos, as well as just like my own future type thing. And if I want my YouTube channel to grow and evolve with me, I needed to think that far ahead. So I was already sharing this content long before I bought this house, and I'm going to continue to sharing this content long after this house is like done being renovated. I think those like little nuggets help your audience a lot. So if you're trying to switch your content, and right now it's like one specific topic, try to start to slowly integrate another topic into the videos that you're already creating that are revolving around the topic that like your channel already is. Is this making any sense? How to make thumbnails sharp/crisp. Mine look a little blurry once uploaded. So here's the thing with YouTube, okay? I haven't had problems with my thumbnails looking like blurry or anything. So if you guys have had that problem, like help someone out in the comments, please, because like I feel like I don't have the best advice for this, other than I've got like 2 pieces of advice. It's kind of the same thing. But YouTube, when you upload your thumbnails, I noticed the saturation goes down like crazy. And there's a reason when I had my YouTube thumbnail presets, the saturation was so high. It was astronomical. It was so high. But it's because once you uploaded it to YouTube, that saturation went down a little bit. And then it looked normal. If you stick to a saturation that looks normal, let's say on your phone or on your computer, and then you upload it to YouTube, it's not going to look normal. It's just the way YouTube is. So increase your saturation. But also, if you're noticing that it's not as crisp, maybe you need to increase like the detail, the sharpness, the clarity. When you are editing, you might need to do that, and that might help. Otherwise, if you guys have had a similar problem, seriously, help someone out in the comment section down below, because I have never personally experienced that. How long did it take you to get your first 1,000 subscribers? Any tips for us new YouTubers? It took me over a year and a half to get my first 1,000 subscribers. And I think it's so easy. I know it's so easy to look at me and like other creators that have so many subscribers, like 500,000 subscribers. I already said that's freaking wild that I'm even anywhere close to that right now. It's so easy to look at those people and like not realize that they started from zero. You guys, like, my growth was so slow, and I've created a million videos on it, and I shared the journey like while I was there. And even if you look at the quality of my videos then and the cameras that I was filming on then compared to like the Z30 that I'm filming on now, like, I have continued to elevate and scale over time. So it did take me a year and a half to gain my first 1,000 subscribers. And any tips for new YouTubers? I mean, I've got like a million. I've got so many tips. Stop looking at views and numbers for validation in the content you're creating in terms of like if you should keep going. Like, where's that mosquito? You should absolutely keep going. Like, you need to stick with it. You absolutely do. Find what makes you unique and what makes you different. It's so easy to see other creators that are blowing up on TikTok and other creators that are blowing up on YouTube and just be like, oh, well, I can be the next, like, for a while, Emma Chamberlain was the one that everyone was talking about. Like, I can be the next Emma Chamberlain. Yeah, anyone can edit like Emma Chamberlain, but not everyone is Emma Chamberlain. You are not someone else. You are you, and you need to find what makes you you, and you need to find what makes you different, and why would someone subscribe to you? Like, what is something unique that you bring to the table? Not a lot of people lean into their uniqueness, and they're just trying to be like everyone else because they're like, well, this works for someone else, like, I'm just gonna do the same thing. And there is a mosquito flying around me right now. It's driving me crazy. Are there older videos you've done that aren't applicable to the new YouTube algorithm? And I actually got another question here. Let me jump to this. Algorithm, what affects it? What if I miss 2 uploads? Will it affect my progress? Oh my gosh, this dang mosquito. Are there old videos on my channel that I feel like are no longer relevant? Yes, there's definitely some. Like, for one, tag. So like my tags video that I created like a long time ago, keyword research, like there's a few that I have created that like just aren't the same. The YouTube algorithm has changed. Like, tags used to be like be all end all, and like you could include the max amount of tags and like it would do you well. It's changed. It's very much so changed in that aspect. But like the algorithm, the way that I think about it, you guys, it goes back to like literally the start of this video where I was like, you just need to think about your audience. And if you can think about YouTube wants to keep people on the platform. So how does the algorithm work? They are going to favor videos that keep people on the platform. So audience retention rate, how long are people watching your YouTube videos? If people are watching your videos for 1 minute, they're clicking off and they're going to another creator, they're not going to reward you by suggesting your videos, by ranking them higher in search. They're not going to do that because you're not keeping people on the platform. If you do not have binge-worthy content where people want to watch one video and then they want to watch the next video and then the next video and then the next video, if they are not staying on your channel, if they're not staying on multiple YouTube videos, YouTube's not going to reward you because you're not keeping people on the platform. The longer people are on the platform, the more money YouTube makes because of the ads and stuff that they deliver. At the end of the day, like, YouTube is a business. So if you're really wondering like, okay, well, how does the algorithm work? You got to keep people on the platform. And beyond that, obviously, like, keywords are huge. Knowing your keyword research, finding the right keywords, including it in your title, in your description, like all of that, so important. I'm not like knocking that by any means, but it's like, if YouTube is suggesting your video on someone's homepage and they suggest it 10 times and no one clicks on it, they're not going to continue suggesting it. Compared to if they offer it up 10 times and someone clicks on it 5 times, they're more likely to suggest it compared to like another video. Your title is so incredibly important. Your thumbnails are so incredibly important, which leads to your click-through rate. I mean, and it also comes down to topic. Like, if you're not creating interesting videos and just like the topic to get someone interested in it, like, it's not going to be helpful. Your click-through rate. If your click-through rate is so incredibly low, YouTube is going to be like, why am I offering up this video? Like, this is prime real estate that I can give to somebody else that is actually going to get a click on their video, that's actually going to get a views on their video. Once someone clicks on your video, okay, how long are they watching that video? Are they watching it for 5 out of the 10 minutes? Are they watching it for 1 out of the 10 minutes? Are they watching it for 9 out of the 10 minutes? Like, your audience is not going to be consistent. Like, that's why it's an average view duration. My dad is calling me right now. I'll have to call him back in a second because I'm like hot on this topic right now. There's some creators or some people in your audience that are absolutely gonna love you and they're gonna watch your video the whole way through. Like, I've got so many people in my audience that do that, and like, I love you guys. I love you guys. I see you guys. And there's other people that like will lose interest and will click off, and that's fine. But like, your average view duration, how long are people watching? If it is an average of 1 minute, why would YouTube continue to recommend your video? Because they can only deliver an ad in the beginning and on the side. I don't know. I think a lot of people put too much weight sometimes in like your number of subscribers, and like that's what like matters. And at the end of the day, like, you could have 1 million subscribers and your views are only like 10,000 a video, and it's just like, your views mean far more, your audience retention rate means far more, your engagement means so much more. Like, and especially when it comes to like sponsorships and like things beyond just the algorithm, you guys, like, that means a ton. And you need to be paying attention to those kind of stats compared to, this is how many subscribers I have, this is how many views I get, even like views compared to your average view duration. Like, I could go on about this forever, but I just think some of that stuff to me feels like common sense. I think because I've been doing YouTube for so long, because I've learned different algorithms, like Google was one of the first algorithms I ever learned, and that is a tough freaking algorithm, but you just have to think about it as the business of YouTube themselves. They're gonna reward people that keep people on the platform for longer, that make them more money. Oh my gosh, my camera is gonna shut off in 26 minutes. I think because of temperature, this has never happened before. Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. Nikon, thank you so much for sponsoring. I had no idea this was a feature within this camera, so learning something new every day. I will see you guys back here in a new YouTube video very soon. Bye guys.